the server. So let's go ahead and get things going and see if the proof that you're looking for is in fact in the pudding, or if we might have a little bit of an NIP surprise. And away we go. And off we go. Into the pistol round. Roll on. Looking for that early contact. Likely going to have it as well, as many players are coming up the A ramp, and they'll back off. Utility sailing over. Nades in. No one cement, so nothing found just yet. But this is going to pull the fourth player to start shifting into defensive A. NIP are well positioned for this. They've got the bodies. And there's a gap in that smoke. That's going to get interesting. Here's the fight. Flashbang for it. Roll on. Those players are there. Tons of damage being dealt out, but no kills just yet. They can drop the bomb. That would be huge. Brolon goes up top. He finds himself one. And now this is getting very chaotic indeed. Player on top of the boxes. Mezzi and Nikodas will bring this back. Bomb. Going to be planted. It is down. But Rez punishes the plant, and he's looking for more. He's getting more as well. Rez cleaning this all up. Messy. Woo! There you go. All right. Pistol round over and done with.
Absolute carnage on A towards the end. Rez just rattling off. That led towards the opponents. That missed smoke. And if he gets in behind, this is going to be a nightmare. The only saving grace here for Fnatic is that NIP right now are leaning the wrong way. It's only Rez on B.
Yeah, but Config is about to figure this out. Now the utility's coming over. They're going to have a fast flank on. Rez has been so good. The Molotov's going to make him so uncomfortable, but no one's watching for this. No one is watching for Config. They don't expect this timing. He's dropped the bomb. He's held two up. They kill the player who's already up on site. They have to spend so much time just going back to fight Config. 10 seconds. They don't have the time. Alan, they don't have the clock. Much less the ability to fight through the round. Everyone's here. It's over. Fnatic have to punt with the remaining two players. And now they've got to be concerned about losing them after time.
Ramp, and there's so much movement. Config finds all that space in mid. It's just a disaster. Rez goes down early. Okay.
All right. Maximize the rifles. Fadeaway shot from Roy as well. All right, we're off to the races here in this very stumbling by. It'd be great if you could stumble your way into a couple quick kills. That makes life all that much better. Config wants to retake some space, right? Because they're going to need something to operate off of now. So he wants a little bit of information, perhaps, to allow them to load up one angle. But they're pushing everything. They're pushing everything, and it's going to be mid that's under threat. Head trick going into duel with a very wounded Mezzi. That he'll collect. He'll realize there's a lot of space here and get an upgrade in the rifle. But how quickly do they process mid? Because this is wide open right now. Alexi B's thinking about it. Alexi B's here in the nick of time, but he's going to have to do some great shooting. Two? Is that enough? It might be. Down to the 2-on-2. Pressure in towards B. They're separating, though. Crims could catch head trick here unawares. And if so, that just immediately funnels them in towards A. Head trick has no idea. He has no idea. Grim's patient, but there's not enough players for it. The bomb's down. Oh no, Niko does. Unable to operate off of Crimson's kill. Now puts the bomb in a... Oh.
Decision, they see B and A control, and NIP were in a really great spot actually for a lot of that round, despite going down early. Brolan, early peek, flashes ineffective, and Nikodos punishes.
They just swing? They really just want to fight this. That's aggressive. They had no idea Nikodas was already up the scaffolding, so Config down for the count. I mean, this should be a save, I think. Rez gonna give it a look in, but utility behind him. What can you possibly hope to do? Bullets peppering your position, tagging the Molotov to even go for a peek. Yeah, you gotta be out of here, Rez.
Yeah, hold against any aggression in that area.
Brolon really wants these aggro angles. This time there's actually a smoke for it. And that's maybe why a read on Roy is desire to get aggressive, and so Brolon will collect this time around. That's probably how the last peak was supposed to look. But no smoke made it a bit more exposed. Cheeky flashbangs from spawn, and look at the ground they've gained. Just Rez here. Now he's got support, but it's Config with the Deagle to try and battle back in with his comrade. And they still got responsibility for mid. Shifting up head trick allows them to focus in towards this fight. Rez makes good for one. Config onto the space is going to be tough, and now they hear the Deagle as well, so they might be...
Roland is on a massive flank.
Oh, this could be huge, but I don't know if it's fast enough. Config. Oh, dragging the focus. Now it's good. Now it's good. Crims is looking for this, and He had to get that kill. He had to do it, but now he's all on his lonesome, so he has to do so much more. That was only the first step. This has worked well for NIP in a tough spot. What can it go up to try and set him up to recover the C4? But that's the end of his utility. That's the last little bit, and he's hoping for some aggression back in, because otherwise, he knows this is an nigh on impossible ask, and there's even a gap in that smoke, so they don't really have to respect it. This is tough for Crims. What's he gonna have? Creeping forward, taking the edge. Alexi B is leaving, which feels maybe a little
I don't think
risky.
they know their bomb.
Well,
the angle's good.
All good.
Which is just below Alexi. I think Crims is a dead man. Surely he's a dead man and an...
No.
Oh, God. This...
Alexi.
If they were lined up, he never gets away with that. Why would you position yourself a meter off your teammate when you're above them? Or maybe they just weren't talking to each other? Such a basic error. That is... that's like a gold Nova mistake.
God knows the mistakes or not. Let's see if they can recover. That's the first one for Brolan, playing the off angle, damage onto the next, but head trick's still here. And he'll miss a shot, uncharacteristic there. Bomb goes down. Well, we will have a retake on deck. This was looking like it should have been more comfortable for NIP. Fnatic making their way in towards the side hallway here. Lexi B. Gonna have the duel, gonna have the first phase. Does he catch Fasher? Oh, he plays tucked. So they both miss each other. Now they're going to come onto the angle. niko does first contact with the elevator player. But now he might be distracted. He's got two angles to look. He doesn't know which way to face. Flashbang on. And he's down for the count. Just in the nick of time for the defuse. They do need the kit to get it, though. But it should be around for NIP. One is so fearless in checking their bluffs that they just can never really sell the presence off of that smoke.
Ooh.
Pixel.
Okay,
Pixel.
that was too much.
And this time they get caught.
Yeah, there was... I think they're pressuring B a tad Fnatic, but not necessarily enough that you'd have thought it was a heavy B lean. But that's been NIP's start to this half. You've got two players in Hedrick and Brolan, which love to get a little bit feisty. And this time, they push the boundaries a little bit too far.
Alexi trades his life out off of a crazy flash. You got this position for config. He might be trying to sell if there's no presence here, but Crims is still concerned, still aware. Not aware enough. Uh-oh. But niko does getting that kill on towards Rez means that it's still a 3-on-1. Config in a little bit of a tough spot here. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna show for us? Flashbang over. Should be no world where he gets this. niko does his angle. But even so, it's just not going to happen.
But they normally boot camp in Poland, and given it's Showdown, which is online, and this is online, and you're about to play the RMRs, I don't see why you wouldn't be boot camping.
You don't know that. Your Messi tracker's not working. Aggression from Rez. It's at least traded 1-for-1, but not exactly the best look for NIP early on, and now config under siege, and he's got to know it. He sticks around. This is bold. This is really bold, and they know how he likes to play, so the molly comes in to push him off. Deny that
no
information,
help.
give them for the space to work.
He's got no help. They stayed 3 on A. There's nobody covering
they're
mid.
Fighting there.
Yeah, they're trying to aggressively fight A instead. And if Fnatic spot any more players here on A, it's going to be alarm bells ringing that there's going to be a lot of space elsewhere which can be claimed.
Alexi plays playing such a cheeky, committed angle as well.
I think he's just holding the pixel if you go into yellow, which is, if you're going up there, you're never going to be looking to your left. You're always looking towards the gap.
A little bit more aggressive on the face, and now they all just commit on forward. Needed something.
To come out of that with 3 alive when you're committing into 4 players is not a bad result in the end. Okay, Brolan. You heard that one.
Nice starter for a head trick. Roland gonna push off of it. So aggressive is he. nykytilan wants to make this happen with the rifle. Oh, this is gonna be so cheeky on the smoke fade. nykytilan's playing anti-flash here. Roland backing off. nykytilan's taking the space. They're never gonna expect this. Roy's the aggressive player. You don't expect nykytilan to be filling his role. And he's been given all this space. All this space. One found. Can't get the second. nykytilan a little bit slow to figure that one out, but still good impact. Peels away the opera. Gives them something to build upon. And Mezzi's now picked up his comrades up, so they're juggling the guns. They're swapping things around. And on the aggression, Fasher might just catch this. He does indeed. Down to even numbers here for this final round. 35 seconds times the pressure. But it's a spread defense, right? One player towards mid, one player towards either site. And now the mid player gone means that both those site players are under threat. leikkeet gets the first, but the pinch is presumably going to be on in here. If Crims just accelerates, there's very little that Roland can do to help him out. And there's the kill. They know that's the site player. They know that's the bomb plant, all but guaranteed. Roland, what do you have for us? What do you have for us in the clutch? Bomb down, ticking away. Crims taking the deep angle in towards mid. Roland reads it. That's huge. Now he sets up the duel. Roland and Mezzi. The IGL and the Prodigy. And it's the in-game leader who thinks his way through it. We'll be back after this break.
Feisty strategies free in mid here from Fnatic. What a read. Julie's up close. If someone takes Roy's contact, this could be disastrous. nykytilan first called upon. Assassination. Crims gets the second, and they actually clear Roy. I can't believe this is actually an even scenario. Rerouting now, as NIP gives up mid. And Fnatic have not taken space elsewhere, despite seeing all those players in the mid vicinity. So far, so good for NIP. It's just Fasher here on the A-bomb site. Bit of a jump spot. Spots one player, falls back. Surely he's going to call for the cavalry, but there's no movement from his teammates just yet. nykytilan starting to slip his way over. As Fasher calls, I'm holding the side halls. You hold front side, nykytilan. Smoke is good. So I sail off some angles. Molly takes Fasher back and choose to play behind it. Bomb is starting to be planted. And Headtrick's taking a little bit low. Now they can reposition for the after plant. And here it comes. Flashes over. Fasher on top. Players swinging through close. Mezzi on top of default. All three of these NIP players are just fighting from ramp. Tap is in. There's no kit for this CT side. It's going to be a lengthy stick, but these players are swinging. Brian up first. Collects one frag. Out of ammunition is Headtrick as he falls, and it's getting really messy, but the time is slipping further and further and further into NIP's favor. The trades are good, but ultimately, it goes the way with nykytilan. He is going to start towards A. Nades being thrown by Fasher as Roy picks up the side-all side. And we'll see what nykytilan chooses to do. He's going to peek further in. He's going to stick behind sandbags. How does Brolan even see Roy there?
Couldn't tell you. Off the back of that, Fnatic going to be able to hold control of A. Roland so wants to threaten it though. So one kill puts the doubt in their mind. He's going to freeze these players up. No one's playing mid. There's a lot of room for Config to operate if he takes advantage of it, and he's starting to shift around. But in doing that one kill from Crims, feels he can focus a little bit more. And Rez getting caught. This is going to start to put some doubts in their mind. Now, Config doesn't have the space, but we've got nykytilan maybe shifting back in. If he gains those sightlines, it's going to be much tougher for Config. Roland can't capitalize. That was an opportunity. Opportunity missed, and bodies are dropping by the wayside. Config's activation way too late by this point. Fnatic are just looking, prepared for it, so it's just on a head trick. And nykytilan, this is so committed. Now his position's known. He has to get out of there. Roy has to try and bail his comrade out. Damage is being done. These nades are going to continue to sail in, and nykytilan is a goner, so an even exchange so far. Roy couldn't keep him alive. Those are players here. What's the scaffolding? He's got the read. That's a nice bit of play. Config trying to punish him on the smoke fade, but doesn't find the timing, and Roy is away, able to reset. So this early advantage is Fnatic's. They'll look to retake space, potentially towards the side hall, but for now they're content to wait. Put some air into this. Let an IP make the next move. I mean, it's just a move up onto the site. Head trick, a miss there. It might not give him another fight. Certainly not one as easy as that. Flashbang off of it. Fasher punishes nicely. Done. Good bit of team play there. Roy setting up. Fasher executing. What do you have, Config? Roland is barely a wisp in existence still. It's going to need to be Config to make something happen here, and there's been nothing to push Fnatic off these positions. Single flashbang, single smoke. Good luck, guys. There's 4 players here. They're all ready for this fight, and even as Mezzi shifts off, it barely weakens this defense. A triangle of doom. Bomb now dropped and committed, and Config caught dropping the smoke. Good to see. He's a player who has had flashers, if you will. Bye, Rez. Goodbye, Rez. How are you alive? How are you alive? You shouldn't be alive. Oh my goodness, Config's actually going to kill, and they know where Mezzi is because Mezzi just dropped down. Config wants this. Config wants this. That may have been an overextension. And now the bodies are peeling back the other way, and Rez, I mean, but Rez is a ghost. Rez, if they conduct a little bit of a seance here, they might be able to hear comms from Rez, and Headtrick has just joined him next to the Afterlife. He might just be on his way there as well. He's got the bomb at least, but he's got 3 HP.
Yeah. It's their price for letting nuke from that veto. That's a year of abuse. Okay, Roy. Flash is there. He might catch Roy turning it. Broadland hard clears. Broadland hard clears. The flash actually was ineffective. And now we're speeding up. Fasher's wide. Fasher's wide. Head removed. Where's this trade from Yellow? It's just too late. Head trick. Almost got it. And Fasher is on an absolute tear. Look at him.
The timing. He's just feeling it now. Flow state is where he's at. And when Config will get one, the hail of bullets back the other way means he cannot hold on to the space at all. They've got everything working in their favor, but Config, what a time to maybe come alive. He doesn't expect the player Cement, though. How would he? They killed the guy. They killed the guy Cement, and Mezzi, little beta-roo. Maybe sells out his teammate, but if he can make good, it's all going to be forgiven.
Nade.
One-on-one, Nade's there. Mezzi dodges the brunt of it, but he's down to 40. And Rez is going walkabout. Mezzi's reading it, though. Is Rez going to think he's repositioned? No. Mezzi, this is all going to come down to timing. Rez coming up for the cleanup. He's going to have it. He's not going to check.
Lexi B. He's going to get eked out when he's lining up the nades. Here comes the swing.
Oh, Niko on the angle. He's going to get one. Blinded up. So it's just a 1-for-1. It's not a great exchange if you're Fnatic. Especially considering the amount of presence Config can now have in towards mid, but they're clearing back into him. They want this. Fasher's going to bring the fight right to him. Back up on the box. Now support. That's the flashbang to set it up. Did Config get away? He did. Far enough in towards the corner, but he's forced off the real estate. And that's the really important part here. Nice counter molly from Roy, but he can't stay alive. Forced out of the angle by the util. This is spicy, and now Config straight through mid. They're going to cancel. They're going to go B. Config's got all this control, and he's got the kill on a Messi as well. So here we go. NIP late to get involved in this half, late to get activated here, but this round, I mean, even with the amount of money that's been built up, this is a tough ask for Fnatic to go for. I suppose economic damage is probably worth risking their own rifles, but this is going to be
because NIP are against 15, so it's not the biggest deal in the world.
Looks like bringing a fast duel here towards the ramp. Heavy commitment from both sides. Roy wants this aggression. He's kind of stuck. That Molotov means he's very stuck. They've spammed this before. But NIP clear this position again. Roll on. Oh, no. Doesn't realize it in time. The smoke works out, and Roy is away. That's theft, robbery, and a full escape, and a follow-up kill as well. So Fnatic right back to the early round winning ways, and now it's looking a bit desperate for NIP. Config has the space in mid. He's got Rez alongside him. This is a powerful position, but it is being held by Mezzi. And okay, Mezzi deleting. And there we go. Config has just single-handedly ripped open this site and turned this round back around. This is going to be a tricky retake. I mean, 3-on-3, it's viable for sure. Fasha passed the first choke point, but a smoke in to answer him. Molotov as well means that they're going to be able to secure this plant.
Save your nades, Fasha. Save them. You can't fight here on the plant. Save them for the after plant. Ah, that molly would be so good on Dupree. But it's just been wasted. There was a smoke for Fasha, but... Oh, have they already made the call?
Mezzi, there's a player danger panel, but oh, Mezzi, do you see the ankle? Do you see the ankle? He spots the head, he can't land the shot. Mezzi. He's on the first, but Crims is here. He spotted Rez getting around. He's waiting for this fight. Give it to me, he says. Rez a little bit exposed. Damage gonna be there. Nades chase it. And they're ready. They're not waiting for that bomb to go down. They're into the retake before it happens. Fasha finds one, but this is very awkward. They're dancing about. Utility here. Oh, the kill's on for Head Trick. What do you got for us, Nico? What do you got for us? And the nades are good enough. The molly. Fasha runs towards mid in this one. There's the peek early on. Lexi gonna get tagged up. Nades chase. He's losing a lot of health off the back of it. And he'll be forced to give up the angle. This mid fight, this is huge. Fasha wins it. Config has been such a key piece of these last few rounds, and now he's down early. That removes that mid element. That removes that rotation. That's been the safety valve, the back away spot for NIP. So now pressure's on to these remaining four. Alexi down to half. Config gone. That ramps up the need for somebody else to step to the forefront. And right now, Fnatic, they're not going for their aggressive moves on towards A ramp. They're holding. They're a little more passive. They want to make NIP make the first step.
Reactionary counter-strike. They got a lot of utility here. They could go for a retake. They could just save it till they take contact. nykytilan is ready and waiting in the side halls. And Brolan, oh, is he going to peek? I thought he was for a second. But he thinks better of it. Yeah, bomb is here. Surely it's going to be an A ending. And here comes all that utility.
Here it goes. Wally to section off side hall, at least for the moment. That's ambitious from Niko, but it works. It works, and he gets the smoke down and confirmation on Headtrick's position. So this calls in the troops. This calls in the cavalry. It brings in Fasher to support. 30 seconds. Time starting to become an issue as well. NIP are going to be committed here, period. They just don't really have the chance anymore to bail out. So Flash is going to come over. That's all they've got remaining to work with. And the counter flash is good. Position taken. Headtrick can't even zero in that kill. It's all falling apart here. 15 seconds. They're running out of time. They're running out of chances. They're running out of lives. Rez, 1. But Headtrick now alone. 13 HP. And he is done for.